This is Dudes Who Bet Sports.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Dudes Who Bet Sports. Back another Wednesday. We got a big show for you here today. Kind of our last show before we start previewing football. So it's getting, it's crazy. That has snuck up on me this year. It's close. Like we're a month away from college football games. Only a few, but we're there.
Exactly. What is today? The 16th, 17th?
Yeah, 16th.
16th. Okay, 16th. And we're looking at, a month?
Yeah, the first college football game is August 23rd.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think it's because we've kind of lost interest a little bit that it's stuck up on us. But the other is the time flying. So.
Yeah, it's weird. It's really weird. I had somebody ask me about, what you heard on OU's quarterback. I was like, I don't know. I haven't heard a thing. Well, so it's pretty crazy.
Nothing negative for sure.
No,
they're all praying.
You're ahead of me. I haven't dove into it. So
they're all praying he's the real deal. So they're trying to convince themselves that he is.
Clearly.
So they're all, he's just like Baker Mayfield. Well, I got news for you. He ain't like Baker Mayfield. So if he's half as good as him, we'll be a lot better than what we were. So
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. College football 26 is out. No, I haven't gotten it yet. That's another thing. Like I bought it the day it came out last year, and I haven't gotten it yet for this year. But I got to do that. I definitely on the list of
high priority. Get this weekend over with, and you can go buy it.
There you go. That's right. Well, you don't have to even go buy it anymore. You just get on your PlayStation and download it. So,
okay. I got you.
It's crazy. And look, I hadn't had a new gaming console. It's been over 10 years. And then they came out with that. And so I had to get the new console to buy it because I definitely am getting it. And then I got it and the guy was like, well, do you want to just download it instead of buying the game? I was like, I guess. He's like, well, the only issue is like, you can't resell it once you're done. I was like, I'm not reselling anything. He's like, just buy the one where you download the stuff. It's a lot easier. So yeah, you just download it. It's kind of cool actually. Yeah. So kind of neat. But no, I spent a lot of money doing that.
Oh yeah, I bet you did. But you like it, so
yeah. So it's
you're a gamer,
right? I bought the NHL game too. I used to like to play.
Oh,
so. Okay. Yeah, I'm still on that right now. But all right, well, today's show we are going to talk about the teams that are reliable, that you kind of latch onto and bet. We're not saying bet them every night, and we'll talk about that in a second, actually. But the teams that you feel like you can rely on, and sometimes I'll kind of go through the process of what I do when we get into it. But
I think everybody's different.
Well, and I think that the key point that why I wanted to do this is, a team's record being good or bad does not necessarily mean they are a good or bad bet. And so that's the big thing.
Yeah.
When
you got a historically bad one like this year, the Rockies in baseball are just horrendous.
Right.
We'll get to that when we get to baseball.
You'll be surprised at some teams, whether it be baseball, NHL, or NFL. That's kind of the three I've got pulled up. We can talk about the other ones if you want, but if you'll be surprised about some of the records of these teams that are not good betting teams.
Exactly.
So just kind of keep that in mind as we go along. Let's start. You want to start off with baseball since it's happening?
It's going on now. Let's do it.
Okay. So the baseball season going on right now. So, before I get into because I've got the actual analytics of it pulled up, right? But before we get into that, what are some of the teams that you what are some teams this year that you've been able to do well with and kind of rely on a day-to-day basis?
Well, baseball is so quirky and it's so up and down, and you got to look for trends.
Yep.
Somebody gets hot. And so for a while, I was doing really well with the Tigers. Mm-hmm. Because other than the day Skubal pitches, the Tigers are usually decent odds.
Yeah.
Because they're not that well thought of, I think, because they haven't been very good for a while. But they've tailed off a little bit. So whenever that happens, you got to let them go for a while, because every team in baseball goes through a slump.
Yeah, it's 162 games. That's the problem. Yeah.
So you can't stick with one too much.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a team I'm doing really well with is the Cubs.
Yep.
I don't know why, but they're pretty well thought of because they're the Cubs and they got a name. So sometimes when they're favored to win, you can't get good odds.
Mm-hmm.
I get them when they are underdogs.
Mm-hmm.
Like this weekend, they played the Yankees in Yankee Stadium and they were heavy underdogs 2 days in a row and they won both times.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the team I'm doing the best with. We'll get to the worst here in a minute. Let me talk about the Rockies
Okay.
for a minute. They are going to lose most nights.
Yeah.
I mean, so there's your first good thing. They're going to lose.
Yes, they and before you go on, they are the worst team to bet, and I'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, I just want to throw that in there. Yeah,
if you're going to bet them on the -1.5, +1.5 kind of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what that's based on?
No, this is just money line. They are the worst.
Well, it may be because they don't make any money if you bet them on the money line.
Money line, they are -35.8 units. That is the worst in baseball. If you bet them every night, you'd be down -35.8 units.
If you bet the money line.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So what I've done with them, I bet the over a lot.
Yep.
Because they may give up the over themselves.
Mm-hmm.
For example, if the over is 10, they may give up 11 themselves.
Yep.
So, and usually you get decent odds.
Mm-hmm.
To where now sometimes if say that for some reason that line is like 8.5. Well, if you bet the over, you're going to get -140, -145.
Go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah. Curtis is absolutely right here.
Yeah. So, yeah, I was going to jump in.
Yeah.
Curtis says that's actually insane for a team that is always plus money. They're the underdogs every night, and they're still the worst team to bet. I'll get to more of that in a second, but go on. Mm-hmm.
So I've found on these shitty teams, you got to figure out a way to make some money off of them because they're awful.
They're consistently shitty, so you can rely on them in a way. Yes.
They're going to lose most nights.
Yeah.
So, but you can't make money off of them if you're betting the money line.
Mm-hmm.
Because the other you just can't.
No.
Because they're not ever going to win.
Yep.
I mean, you got them at +200, but they might win 1 out of 10 on those +200.
Yep.
And you can't bet them to lose because they're -295 or -320.
Yeah, exactly.
So you got to figure out some way, and they don't always cash.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can do the +1.5 as well and make a little off of them because chances are they're going to lose by more than 2 runs.
Right. What you're saying is betting the other team -1.5 runs. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Because chances are they're going to lose.
Yeah.
But again, sometimes those odds are way up high too.
Right.
And it's not worth the risk. I've had good success with the Cardinals when they're underdogs.
And the Cardinals are a positive ROI team, so
because a lot of times they are underdogs.
Yep.
And because they're not well thought of by Vegas.
Yep.
Right now.
And that is a big key to this as well. Yes.
Now you'd think they would be
mm-hmm.
because they're a named team, but they weren't thought of to be very good when the season started. And there's some nights they're like +130 and the pitching is kind of the same and they're good enough to win.
Yes.
Some nights.
The Cardinals are a very frustrating team at times, but overall they are a good team to bet. They were last year as well.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think. We'll get to the ones I struggle with here in a minute. Mm-hmm. Let me just are the Yankees are they minus?
The Yankees are one of the worst teams to bet in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, I do not bet them hardly ever.
So the Yankees are 53-43 and have a -14.65 unit if you bet them all the way every single game. They're at -14. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. They're the 6th worst team to bet. So that is a team where you look at their record and you go, oh, they're 53-43. Yeah. But you look at this and you go, they're overvalued every night. And they lose a lot of games they shouldn't. And so that is important When you're looking at the Yankees and you're going, okay, the Yankees are minus, let's say 220 today. I'm going to parlay them up with somebody. Don't do that. They're not a great team to parlay.
No,
that stat shows you that. And that's why it's important to look at that kind of stuff.
That's right. And so like you say, they're always overvalued.
Always overvalued.
And so are the Dodgers.
And by the way, the Dodgers, if you bet them every game this season, even though they are 58-39, you would be down 6.7 units.
Exactly.
So they're minus 6.7. Like I said, this is all money line stats. So the Dodgers, who are considered one of the best teams, if not the best team in the league,
when they're healthy,
they're not a great night in and night out bet.
No, they're way overvalued.
Yep.
They're always minus 170, minus 180, no matter what. Who they're playing or where they're at.
Yep. Very few times do you get a good price on them.
You just don't. And sometimes you can bet the underdog against them, especially with you look at the pitching matchup, and you can get them. So, but they're kind of sketchy for me. I don't like to mess with them or the Yankees.
Yep.
Like I say, the Tigers are streaky. You got to kind of watch them. The best team right now, I would say to bet, is the Milwaukee Brewers.
And you and I and John White completely agree, and we've been latched on to them for a while now. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I'll read off like all the positive teams, but the Milwaukee Brewers are number one right now at if you bet them every night from when the season started to now, you would be up 13.25 units. Yeah. They're number one.
Let me throw out another one that I think is overvalued.
Okay.
And is favored way too many times. That's Atlanta.
Oh, Atlanta is the second worst team to bet. Atlanta is just barely ahead of the Rockies. They are a horrible bet.
I bet against them all the time.
Yep, and that it would be smart.
Yeah, because they're favored a lot.
Yeah,
because I think they were thought to be good, and I think Vegas keeps thinking they're going to come on and start winning.
Yes.
What about Baltimore?
Baltimore, also a terrible team to bet. They're the fifth worst team to bet, minus 14.8 units. Now, Atlanta and Colorado are way the worst, minus 35.48 and minus 35.8. And then the White Sox at minus 17.76. And then the Baltimore, like I said, they're the fifth worst, minus 14.8. Same thing with Baltimore and the Braves and the Arizona Diamondbacks who are down there with them. Teams that Vegas thought would be better than what they are. They're overvalued every night because they're just kind of waiting for that trend to flip, and
they're waiting for them to get hot.
Yeah, and they just haven't.
They haven't done it. Mm-mm. Baltimore showed flashes here lately.
Yeah, but they're still 9 games under 500. Yeah,
no, they're in the they got to win 8 in a row, and they're not good enough.
Correct.
So I'll just throw out teams I cannot get right. You want to go to that now, or
do that, and then I'll read off the list here.
Okay, I got you. I cannot get Seattle.
Seattle, let's see where they're at here. I think they're about middle of the road. And I'm with you. I cannot get Seattle right one way or another. I can't even find where in the hell are they? Seattle. They are minus 3.3 units. So they're right there. If you play them every day, you're not taking a bath on this thing, but you're not ahead. No.
Just betting them to win, I can't get them. If I'm just sitting there going, because I keep track of how many I get right, just win and loss.
Yeah.
I can't get them.
They're very hard to get right. Yeah.
I can't get Tampa Bay right now.
Tampa Bay, they're an odd team as well. They are sitting here at minus 1.42. So kind of the same type of thing as Seattle, just kind of sitting in the middle here. Yeah. Now, one thing I'll mention on Tampa. They got a lot of road games coming up. They played their first half of the schedule was front loaded with home games because they're playing outdoors in Florida. So
I see.
Keep that in mind. I don't think that's a team you want to back in the second half.
They're fading. They're fading. Now, team's red hot right now. Boston. Kind of watch them a little bit. They're rolling.
So Boston is rolling. They were way down this list. I check this list every couple of weeks. I wouldn't recommend checking it every day, but every couple of weeks I'd check it. They're now they're almost even. They're 0.66 minus 0.66, but they were way down there. So they've made a big improvement.
They have, and they've got consistent. You want to look for a consistent team. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you another thing. I look at you. Let's see if teams won 6 in a row. We're talking baseball here.
Mm-hmm.
They won 6 in a row, and they're favored in the 7th game.
Mm-hmm.
And the pitching matchup does not compute. I bet against them sometimes just because my hunch is they're going to lose a game, and this could be the one it is, because you're just not going to keep winning in baseball. You're just not.
No, it's impossible. Yeah.
Look at the best team in baseball's record. They've lost 38 games.
Right. Yeah.
That's the Detroit Tigers.
Yeah.
They're 59-38, I believe.
Yeah.
And you compare that to football or basketball or sports, because the Thunder were 66-14 this year.
Mm-hmm.
In baseball, whoever wins the division more than likely will have lost 60 games or 65 games.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to kind of bet against that trend every once in a while, because they're going to lose.
It's the easiest sport to fade like the quote unquote dominant team, because there isn't the bet. Like if you lose 62 games in baseball, you've had a hell of a season.
Oh, you have, because you're going to win 100.
Exactly.
I mean, you're a cinch for the playoffs.
Exactly.
So baseball is weird. I have done better than ever betting it this year, but just sitting there and trying to pick who's going to win every night, I've done the worst I've ever done. You can't. If I go, okay, 15 games in a night, if I get 9 of them, I've had a hell of a night.
Oh yeah, you got to. It's definitely a choose your spot type of sport for sure. And honestly, like I was talking, because John and I talk about baseball every day, basically, and it's like, he's doing pretty well now, but we both kind of just went through terrible slumps where it's like, God, we can't get anything right. Yeah.
Well, last week I missed 8 out of 9.
Yeah.
8 out of 9 in 2 nights. 4 out of 5 one night, missed them all.
Yeah.
The night before. The actual best bets.
Yeah. And
then I've come back and won 5 out of 6.
See, that's us too. He's gotten hot, and so have I. And it's just like we got to talk about it. I don't know. It's been 3 or 4 weeks ago, and he was like, "This has been the worst baseball season." He said, "But I know. I've done this so long now.
Well, it's hard.
I understand that this will turn around. It's just baseball. That's how it is. You just go into those slumps a little bit.
You just got to keep fighting it. And
yep.
And here's the thing, and I'm going to admit right now, I might do better if I actually watched a damn game.
Yeah, well, I don't think that matters, to be honest.
I don't watch a shitting game. I couldn't tell you 5 guys in the All-Star game.
I don't think that matters in baseball.
I don't think it does either, because I'm doing really good.
I think baseball, like, honestly, I think there is a massive value in watching a football game or watching a hockey game.
Oh, I do too.
Because the scores don't often reflect how the game was played, and both of them, really. Hockey is big time. But baseball, it's such a slog. It's 162 games. As long as you are following it on, like, just you follow the scores and you kind of follow the pitchers, and you don't really have to watch it. Yeah, you have to know the pitchers. Yeah.
I don't the Cardinals are the team in Missouri. Other than the pitchers, I couldn't name you another player on that team, and that is the truth.
Yeah. But I don't know if they can hit or if they can hit or not.
I know what the team is hitting. Yes.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
I don't know who the hell is hitting, but I know
the team if they can hit.
Scoring some runs. Right. Like the Royals, I know they're struggling to score some nights.
Yeah.
I know.
And I think what Robert Healy says is true. He said player props greater than money line for me. Baseball, I would think that would make sense big time. I could see that for sure. Well, really any sport, but I think baseball, a lot of guys and gals, they like to play those player props.
And here's a point I want to make too. I don't like betting that kind of stuff, but that doesn't mean if you do it, it's wrong.
Yeah.
We all have to find our little niche and what we're comfortable with. And I just don't like to dive into it that much. And so, I mean, and I'm old, so I'm going to bet. My whole thing's going to be based differently than other people, Yeah. So I just don't like to do that. I don't like to bet the 5-inning thing, because every time I do, and I'm betting it be low scoring, somebody will get 5 runs in the first inning.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know how many times that happens.
Yeah. No, I mean, Baseball is just like I said,
Oh, it's hard.
baseball's kind of like horse racing in a way where you got to just hang in there and
Oh, you
stick to what you do, whether it's player props or whether it's money line or whatever, because it will come back around.
Yes.
It's just, it's just and you got to be honest with yourself and say, look, I'm going to bet this shit every day, so I don't have to get even this week. I will
That's
get
right.
even, over
And the
time.
thing with whoever that was, the player, if you're getting those player props right, you know what it does? It gives you confidence.
Oh yeah.
I don't care what you're doing with betting, whether you're coaching, whether you're playing. If you're on a kind of good roll, you don't want to change anything because you get confident in what you're doing. So when you sit there and you pick that and you're hitting a bunch of them, you're more than likely to not be hesitant. And sometimes if you're losing a few of them and you really got a good feeling that that's going to happen, but you've been losing and the odds are good in your favor, you don't bet it because you're struggling.
Most like 100, I'd say 99.9% of people, like what Rob White just said, he said, got to see the ball go through the hoop. That's it. Like you just got to keep. Most people mentally, they've got to cash a few things, as they go, or they can't. Mentally can't take it. Like that's why I've never, like some people out there, just like I just play the pick fives. I'm just like I couldn't go that long,
and miss them. Yeah. So that's the way my buddy is, and he's your buddy too. Mm-hmm. He picks long shots.
Yeah.
And he'll go to the track and not cash a ticket
for weeks.
And then when he does, he cashes good. Yeah. But I'm like you. I don't like to go to the track and bet 9 races and miss every damn one of them. I don't feel good about it.
No.
Not even money. Even if I'm only betting $2 a race, I just every one of them, I get in the car and I say, what the hell did I come down here for?
Right. Yes.
I didn't enjoy it that much.
Exactly.
So, but that's me. And everybody's different.
Yeah, no, that's what I tell people all the time. It's like you find something that makes sense, like as far as, don't make stupid bets like a 5-horse field and you box 4 horses and exacta. Don't do shit like that.
Yeah.
But kind of find your things that makes mathematical sense and just go for it. Like I'm betting a lot of daily doubles right now and doing really well on them. You may hate daily doubles. That's fine. Do your own thing.
And you may hate them after a while because you might start missing them.
Exactly.
So find something else.
So why I'm into the doubles and pick threes now is I hate the win pools these days. It's just like the odds are so unpredictable and they change right at the last. And
that's the bad part.
I can't find that groove with win bets anymore. So I went to the daily doubles because I find the payouts are always kind of where I want them.
Yep.
They don't crash. I mean, they will. I'm not saying it never happens. They don't crash as violently or as often. And I can find a lot of really good value on that.
You've hit a niche right now and stick with it. And that's what
my niche was win betting, and I can't do it anymore. I can do it, but I can't get the return that I want anymore. So
and you may go back to it, but it's not like you'll never go back that way.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I think horse racing more than sports betting, the adjustment to because it's live money going into pools and your odds are getting affected by it. You have to kind of be very, very flexible with what you want to bet, Mm-hmm. But like for example, like Ewing, who debuted up at Saratoga last week, he was a horse I wanted to play, and his odds. Look, for me personally, I can't take those odds. He was like 1-5, 2-5.
Well, yeah.
I get that he's a cinch, and you don't want to miss out on a cinch. So if you've got a huge bankroll, or if you want to throw out a lot of money on him to win to get that return back, I don't have a problem with it. Like some people do, I don't have a problem with it. You can do whatever you want.
You can always lose.
Well, yes, not even that. It's just like I don't want to make that wager. So like, I did a $50 double. I put him in the first race, and I put 2 horses in the second race. It ended up paying like, I don't remember what it was, but it was like $10 for $1 on the double. And it's like, that's kind of where I need to live right now. And yes, I may have missed the second leg, But my thought process is I'll hit enough of those that it will be better in the long run. And again, I'm not going to kid myself. I'm playing this every day. Well, I mean, almost every day, I would say. So if I miss it, the next opportunity, hopefully I hit it, so that's just where I've got to.
The point is you figured out a way how to use the horse that was the cinch to win.
Yeah. Well, cinch in quotation. There's never
horse racing. He would be considered a cinch.
But like a horse like Governor Sam, who I liked at Saratoga on last Sunday, I missed the next leg. And so there's one where it's like, well, you could have hit it. But again, you look at it and go, well, he wasn't that good odds anyway, And so again, long term, I think it'll work better that way. So anyway, I don't want to get off on horse racing. Let me read off the top 5. I'll tell you what, I'll tell you the 11 teams that have been positive ROIs betting them every night. Okay. And then we'll go to the NFL. How about that?
Yeah.
All right. The Brewers are number 1, 13.25. Cubs, number 2, 11.25. Toronto is third, 11.04. The Tigers are fourth, 10.3. Astros fifth, 7.75. Here's one. The Angels are sixth. Their record is 47-49, but they are positive 6.95 units. Mm-hmm. So there's a losing record team that is good to bet.
With them.
Yes, the Marlins are next. They're 44-51, but they have a plus 6.05 unit.
I'd like to have seen it 3 weeks ago.
Oh, it probably would have been bad for sure.
Now they're on a roll and they're underdogs a lot. So
yes,
really helped that one.
The Cardinals are next at 3.55. The Padres 2.05. The Phillies 1.50, and then the Mets, they're still above at 0.8 units ahead.
They've been slumping, so that's hurt them.
Yes, so there's only 11 teams that are positive if you bet them every night. So,
and I'm glad I mentioned a lot of them. So.
Yep. I think the Royals are minus 3.60. I think they're going to have a decent second half and be in the positive.
That might be one team you start watching. Yep.
This is my prediction. They've got a very weak schedule. The Reds are minus 1.4. I think they'll be in the positive. I think they'll be okay.
I'm doing okay with them.
Yes. And then I would keep an eye on the Astros. They're already in the positive. I think they're going to stay. I think Milwaukee's a team you're going to have to play a lot as well. So those are the two. I would keep playing the Angels if you're playing them. They are a team that most every night they're a pretty good price.
They are. Oh, they're a very good price. But you got to kind of pick your spot a little bit. Make sure you look at the pitching. They got some clunkers they'll throw out there once in a while. And you got to kind of don't bet them that night. I struggle with the Padres. I'm surprised they're in that. But I do well with the Giants.
I do not get the Padres right ever.
No, I'm not getting them. I overvalue them.
Mm-hmm.
And the Phillies are slumping. Right. They're struggling a little bit right now.
All right. Let's go to the NFL.
Okay. God, it's been a long time since we did that, so I'm trying to remember.
So I will read off the top teams that you could have played in the NFL last year, and then we're going to talk about the teams that we think might be in the positive this year. We're going to deep dive that later, but this is just kind of an overarching kind of theme, right? So, okay, I'll do spread first, and then I'll do money line, and then we'll talk about it. So, the top teams to play against the spread last year in the NFL, the Detroit Lions, the Los Angeles Chargers, which shows you the difference in coaching 1 year makes, because that was one of the worst teams in the league every year to bet, and now they were one of the best. This is against the spread. Denver Broncos, obviously, I think that shows you how good of a coach that guy is.
Well, and they had a really good year. Yeah.
With a team that nobody thought was going to do anything. That's the point.
That's right.
Detroit, Los Angeles Chargers, Denver Broncos, Minnesota Vikings, number 4, Philadelphia Eagles. There's your Super Bowl winner at number 5. This is against the spread. Steelers at 6, Arizona Cardinals at 7. This is again against the spread. Ravens at 8, Washington Commanders 9, and then the Cincinnati Bengals, believe it or not, 10. So those are your top 10 against the spread teams.
Wouldn't have put the Bengals in there for sure.
I wouldn't have either. Now the Bills are they're still they're at 11, Tampa 12, Jacksonville 13, Rams 14. Those are your your positive ROI teams. against the spread, we knew the Chiefs would be down there. They're kind of down towards the bottom. Worst against the spread teams, Tennessee last year, and then the Cleveland Browns. They were bad. The Giants, the 49ers were bad against the spread last year. And
I would have thought they might have been the lowest because they were rated so highly.
Yes. Now let's look at money line. That's maybe where they are at. Let me see here. If I got to get to the money line, it takes a minute to load this. And let's see, 2000 regular season, 2024, and it's all blank. Okay, well that's great. So we'll talk. They don't have the stats up for that. I can't believe that. The site is usually perfect. I cannot believe that didn't come up. All right, let's talk about. Let's talk about the spread then. Look, I don't know how you feel about some of these teams. I think Detroit's going to be awfully good again. I think they're going to be a reliable team this year. What do you think?
The only thing is, are they going to be overvalued?
The answer is yes, but I still think
I agree with you. I think they're going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
But instead of being a 6-point favorite, are they going to be a 9-point favorite or a 10-point favorite? So we'll have to watch them early and see what's going on with them.
Yeah. I still think if we sit here at the end of the year, I think we're going to say Detroit is a team that is reliable.
Yeah, I think so. But I think you got to watch to see how they come out of the gate.
So here's why I put them, because I think the next 3 teams on this list are very questionable.
Okay.
The Chargers, the Broncos, and the Vikings. So those were from 2024, the next 3.
Yep. Well, same reason. They're going to be overvalued a little bit, probably, especially the Vikings.
That is the Vikings will be overvalued. The Broncos, the Chargers. Yep. I don't know, are those 3 teams you can run it back with this year?
No.
Not saying you can't ever bet. I'm not saying they're bad bets. Just saying I don't think they're going to be up in that.
Well, here's the other thing too that, and we're doing this and we don't know. We haven't really dove into anything yet. Like, look at the schedules. What are their schedules going to be?
Well, we're just talking week to week.
I know
a reliable team?
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you get your schedule each week of the games, you look at Detroit and you say to yourself, they're going to win.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but then you got to look at the point spread. So, because say they're 9-point favored, well, you can't bet them to win.
Right.
Because in the NFL, you don't bet anybody just to win if they're really high favorites,
Right.
So, case in point, it's the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
They're always overrated as far as point spread.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't bet them on the money line because you get minus 250 or something like that on them.
Right.
So, you look at the Eagles. Okay, well, they're probably going to win.
Okay, so the Eagles are next on the list. So,
yeah, I mean,
you would imagine they're going to be up there. Yeah.
Why would they not? I mean, they had a great year, and I don't think they've had any defections or anything. And I did buy my NFL book the other day, or magazine. I just haven't even started it yet. So, yeah, I mean, you got to look at the Chiefs. Will the Chiefs be? A lot of people are thinking the Chiefs might go down a little.
The Chiefs haven't been a reliable team to bet in a long time.
They might be more reliable this year, though, because that point spread may go down.
Yeah. I don't know.
A lot of people are soured on them because they thought they were lucky to win as many games as they were this year or last year, and then they got thumped in the Super Bowl. And Kelsey's getting older, and you might see them, instead of being an 11-point favorite against Denver, that may drop down to like 6.5, 7.5, maybe, especially if Denver's playing pretty well.
It just depends on what happens early.
If
they come out and they're 3-0, then they will be overvalued.
What I just said goes out the window.
Yeah. So the Eagles and Detroit, I think, are 2 teams you kind of. Here's the next team on the list that was positive and is positive almost every year and has been year over year a great team to bet that I am very just questionable about, and that's the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, they're one you just don't know.
What is going to happen at quarterback, and will that work? Because here's the deal: they haven't had a quarterback since Roethlisberger was gone, and really, his last couple of years he wasn't great either. He just got old. I mean,
what if he comes through?
They were a positive ROI team to bet with Russell Wilson last year. So what if Aaron Rodgers is – I mean, he's better than Russell Wilson, right? So I don't know what to do with Pittsburgh this year.
Maybe he is. I don't know. We don't know.
And you're right.
We don't know either. That's one you stay away from to see. You just can't.
Yeah.
The Vikings, I think, had a dream schedule and a dream season, and I don't know that they're that good.
Yeah. Arizona was next on the list. I would not trust that one. I would not trust that.
No.
Yeah, they were 11-6 against the spread last year.
That's unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
I would have never guessed that.
Yep.
Yeah, I have no idea. They're a team. They're just not dependable. I have no idea what they're going to do.
Yeah.
From one week to the next, and that's the way they've been for years. They're just that type of team.
Yeah.
Who else was on there?
So we keep going down the list here. The Baltimore Ravens are next. They're not a team I ever want to count on to bet.
No, but you would think you would. But
they should be really good, in my opinion.
Well, they should be easy to bet, but they throw clunkers in there.
So this, I think you can. I would put them in the mildly count on them bracket. Yeah. So I would throw them in the middle. Here's a team I think will be extremely overvalued. The Washington Commanders. I think they go down this year.
Well, the reason they were so valuable last year is because they were underdogs all the time.
100%.
And they won't be this year.
Exactly.
That's a team overhyped.
Yes, that's a team. Yeah. And again, when I say, hey, that's a team I don't want to back this year, I'm not saying there's spots where you're going to, and that's fine. But overall, I would not want to say, hey, I'm going to play them the majority of the time.
And going into the year, they had the worst. They had the fourth place schedule last year.
Yeah,
they're going to have the second place schedule this year. That makes a difference.
So this is like when we're projecting now because we don't know, and this is a team that I am not going to just be super high on. You got to
a sophomore slump, he might.
Yes, when we talk about what's going on with these teams with the negatives, that's the teams we got to find a couple we want to buy into. That's the whole deal of this. You got to have kind of like, your quote unquote cash cows. Like, hey, I can the Lions, the Eagles, we'll throw the Ravens in, but then you got to throw who's the up and comers?
Yeah,
Washington would have been a good one last year. That they are not this year.
Yeah, but nobody would have thought they were. If we were talking about Washington at this time last year,
right?
We would not have been saying that they're going to be one of the best teams to bet.
But could we have identified the Chargers? I think we could have.
Oh, definitely.
Yes. So that's what, as we go down the list, it's going to be more important
too. Because they have been so bad, their value probably went down a little bit as well. They made that point spread better, and then they beat the people they should beat, and they covered the spread against those people.
And that is what betting is all about.
That's right. You got to find exactly. go through the bad ones, and we'll see.
Well, no, I'm going down one by one here.
Oh, okay.
So Cincinnati, they were positive. That did surprise me. I wouldn't count on that though.
You got to see them, see what they're going to do.
The Bills, they were down. I mean, they were profitable at 2.4 if you bet them every week against the spread. But I think I think they should improve on that, in my opinion.
Yeah, but they're overrated sometimes, which hurts.
They are overvalued. You're right. Yeah. Tampa Bay, I think they'll kind of be what they've always been. I think they'll be in the middle.
I'm a little bit surprised they weren't a little higher.
You got to remember, their season was back and forth.
It came on strong at the last.
Yeah, it wasn't always a smooth ride there.
No.
For them. Jacksonville, believe it or not, was in the positive against the spread, 0.1 or 1.35, just barely
against them.
But again, I don't think that's a team on the rise. I don't think that's a team you better look out for.
No, that's a disaster.
The Rams were kind of a middling team, and they ended up being pretty much even.
One right there.
You like them this year?
Well, I'm not at the beginning, but that could be a team. They're another one. Seems to me like you don't really know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
But they have talent,
and
they're the Rams, and they're coached pretty well.
Yep.
So I have to kind of see what they do.
You get into that coaching situation again. I agree with that. The Bears, believe it or not, were right around 500 when it came to the spread. I can't sit here with a straight face and tell you to rely on the Bears ever.
Who would you bet them to beat?
I don't know. I was shocked when I saw they were pretty good against the spread. And then the Colts were the last team, believe it or not, against the spread. They did show a minor profit.
They're another one.
0.2 units. I can't predict them either.
No, we have no idea what they're going to do.
All right, let's get to the negatives. So the negatives, and I think it was because this team was way overvalued because Jordan Love had a great postseason and a great last 5 or 6 games of the season in 2023. But the Packers, they had a negative ROI last year.
Another name.
If you go back and listen to all our shows, we were really not big Jordan Love people. He did have a set of 8 games where we were like, wow, he was really good.
Oh, he looked great.
He kind of came back down to earth.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to improve on that. I think that's kind of where they're going to be this year. I can see them having a positive ROI, but I don't think they're like amazing.
No, I don't either.
I don't think they're a team you want to latch onto. This is an interesting one. The Houston Texans were way overvalued last year.
Yep.
And they ended up with a minus ROI. Will they kind of just be looked at like they should be this year?
Okay.
And will that in turn put them in the positive? I think yes.
They did. Instead of being a 2-point favorite, they might be a 2-point underdog, and then they win. And that you bet them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Vegas may adjust as the year goes on. But yeah, I didn't go into the season last year. Yeah, they made the playoffs the year before, but they were like 9-8.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I didn't think they were that good. So I wasn't high on them at all. And did they make the playoffs?
Yes, they did. They did. And they won the first round. So I mean but they won. A lot of people thought they were going to take a giant step. They are in a horrible conference. I would venture to say they took a tiny step backwards.
I thought so too. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but we do know CJ Stroud is very good, and he will most likely bounce back and have a big third season. So
that's what you got to look at.
All right, Put Manlow's coming up here now because the Carolina Panthers are next. Despite just kind of a rough season overall, they still had only a minus 1.9 unit ROI against the spread. Manlow's high on them. I'm not high on them, but I don't hate that if you want to take a shot with them. I do think
they got better as the season went on. They were competitive.
Yes.
And they're in a terrible conference.
Mm-hmm.
You got Tampa Bay, you got New Orleans, you got Atlanta. How good do you have to be to get a little bit better than those guys? You don't have to be a whole lot better. And if they can continue to draft well and improve, and they're getting high draft choices, and they do well, they guess right, and they get the right ones. And if their quarterback he played a little better when they benched him and then put him back in. Yeah. We know he has talent.
Yeah.
If he can get himself straightened out, I think this is a good team to look at because they're going to be they're going to be plus money against about anybody they play.
Yeah, and you're getting points with them as well. And like you said, they get to play the Saints twice. They get to play the Falcons twice. Right. And they get to play Tampa. And Tampa they're a decent team, but they're not a world beater. So
no, they play better than what they are.
Yes, I would agree with that. Chiefs are next. We talked about them.
I think the Chiefs are one to look at this year because I think that value may go down, especially if they happen to lose the first game or two.
Okay, fair enough. That'd be the first time they've kind of been not overvalued in a long time.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll see if that happens. The New England Patriots, I think they're interesting a little bit. What about you?
I don't like them at all.
Okay, we'll just go right on.
I don't think we'll hear from New England for 20 years.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I don't know. I thought they might be a little better this year.
The sneak is gone.
Okay. The Las Vegas Raiders, I have no interest in.
You have no idea what they're going to do.
No. The Cowboys, they're usually a terrible team to bet because they are, quote unquote, America's team, and they get overbet and overvalued. I hate them.
I think it's a negative thing on them too right now.
I would not touch them. No.
The Saints, you know what? They may be awful.
They might be awful. I agree.
They
The
might.
Saints
go
are
back
going to be awful.
I don't want to piss off all my Chiefs fans here. I'm not saying they're going to be bad because I don't think they are.
No, you're
But
saying that they're a good team to bet. So
Yeah,
that's
I'm just
that's a
saying.
good thing.
Well, I said, they may. I was kind of negative about them, but no, they're going to win a bunch of games.
You're just
They're
saying they
still
might be valued where they should be.
Right, but I was kind of insinuating that they're not great. So
No,
As a
I think if you listen to this and you're not a bettor, you might think that. But as a bettor, I think you said, hey, they might not be as good, but they're still going to be good, and they're going to be a reasonable price. So I get it.
hang on just a second. Keep going.
All
I
right.
got a phone call. It might be important.
Okay. Well, as people know, he just leaves whenever on the show. I'll keep going because some of these teams we can skip. The Saints, we know they're going to be bad. Like Rob says, they're not going to be good. So Saints were down here on the list. Seahawks were down as well. I don't trust them. The Dolphins, that's another team I don't think you can trust. The Falcons down here as well. Here's one that I think might be interesting. The Jets, they were the 5th worst team to bet against the spread last year. I think they'll actually be better this year now that the Rodgers situation is over. So the Jets is who I got down to when you were gone. What do you think about them?
Maybe. They may be better.
I think they'll be better now that they don't have to mess with
I do too.
Rodgers. Yeah.
And again, they've been low draft choices. If they've been drafting, okay. Did you do the Niners yet?
49ers are next.
Okay.
What do you think?
Well, they're going to be better. We all know that.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is they're going to be bet like they won 12 games. I mean, they're going to be rated like they won 12 games last year.
Yeah.
In other words, they're valued just because they had a shitty season where they should be like a 6-point favorite. They're going to be 9 or 10
because of who they are. Yeah.
Because of who they are.
Yeah.
And the injuries. If they were picked according to how they played last year, I think they're the best value coming into the season because we know they're good.
Yes. Yeah.
And they're not going to get as many injuries as they had last year.
I think they're a team.
We'll just have to see how they're rated.
I think they're a team. I can't say buy into them because of what you just said. I still think they're going to get a lot of respect and have a lot of spreads that are tough to cover. But I'm with you. I think they're going to be better for sure.
A lot of people say, they don't have a quarterback, and that's debatable.
They don't.
They think they do. They signed him to a long-term contract.
I understand. Yeah.
Well, aren't they known as a shrewd organization?
Yeah. Yeah. No, they think they've got one.
Either they think this guy, he ain't a kid anymore. They think this guy's good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good enough for me.
I don't know. I don't buy into it.
I think the whole key to them is if McCaffrey comes back healthy.
Mm-hmm.
He means so much to them.
Well, for sure. Yeah. And
then a Purdy, he may not be able to win him a Super Bowl, but he's going to win him some regular season games just like he always has.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll have to see. I don't know whether McCaffrey will be healthy. I don't know. So, and the thing about him is he's banged up a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, keep going.
All the time. Yeah. All right. The last 3, I'll just say it like this. Which one of these 3 that I'm going to list off do you think might make any improvement whatsoever?
Okay.
So the last 3 were the Giants, the Browns, and the Titans.
Ooh, I'd have to pick the Giants out of the 3.
I couldn't.
Well, you can't pick any of them, can you?
I would try
Tennessee maybe because of the division they're in.
Yeah, I would. I don't think they're going to be any good, but I'd try them. I mean, there's no way I would bet the Giants to do anything.
Okay, the Giants are in there with the Cowboys, the Eagles, and the Commanders.
Yeah, Cleveland's
in with Baltimore, Cincinnati, and who's the other one? Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
But then you got Houston, the Colts, and is it Jacksonville? That's in there with.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, look, you got to take Tennessee. That's a good organization. It's been a really good organization over the years.
It has been. It's been a couple years now, but
Yeah, because they lost
yeah,
their coach for one thing, which was stupid,
yeah,
and then their quarterback. By the way, that Vrabel is in New England, right?
yeah. That's why I thought you'd like him a little better.
I just don't. I just think it's going to take a while. I don't.
Yeah.
Tom
Yeah.
Brady's don't come around very often.
I just no, they don't. They don't.
I'm
As in ever.
going to when Mahomes leaves Kansas City, when he retires,
Mhm.
it'll be 10 years before we hear from them again.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
Those guys
definitely.
make that much difference.
I think. Well, I'll ask you that here in just a second. No, I think it's time for it now.
Okay.
I think it's going to be an interesting experiment because to me, and disagree with this if you want, he's younger than the other key parts of that team. So there's going to be a day where he's going to have some new guys out there, guys he hasn't worked with for the last however many years. There's probably going to be a day where he doesn't have Andy Reid as the head coach as well.
That's the other thing.
So what do you think, like, when Kelsey's gone or Andy Reid's gone and Andy Reid's gone, what do you think that looks like for Mahomes? Do you think he'll be as good?
I could see Andy Reid staying until Mahomes is done.
How old is he, though?
I don't think he can give it up.
Yeah.
He may not be. I don't know how old he is.
Okay, I looked it up. He's 67 years old.
Okay, so he looks older than that to me. But
Okay, yeah, I would have guessed a little older, but 67 is not young.
Mahomes? Is Mahomes 30?
He is 29.
Okay, well, we can say 30. Okay, say Andy Reid coaches till he's 75.
Well, it would come.
Mahomes would be 35, 37, whatever.
Then you would be looking at
They-
kind of
they
that
could-
aging
I could
quarterback
see
holds on, goes to a different
Yeah.
team situation.
I
yeah.
could see him staying. I mean, I could see him at least those two being together at least 5 more years.
Mhm.
Kelsey, I would say, is another year.
Yeah, this has to be it, I would think, this year.
I don't know what his contract is, but he's slowing down. I mean, he's still he's as good as anybody, but I think he's slowing down a little bit.
I think so too.
I mean, he's still good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the thing about it, as long as Reed's there, they're going to draft well,
Mm-hmm.
and they're going to get the pieces they need.
Mm-hmm.
And Mahomes has still got a lot of time left, unless he starts getting hurt. That's the stuff you don't know might happen. Or Andy Reid could come up with an illness or something. But I think
you never know.
Those guys that's just a lifer.
Yeah. No,
He's
feels
one of
it
those
for sure.
guys. I don't think he could be satisfied retired.
Yeah.
I could be wrong,
Could
but
be.
he just seems like one to me. But
Yeah,
I see what the point is, and it's a good one. The major pieces are older than Mahomes.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. So, like I said, that's not to say they won't get, guys that are really good, but I mean, like that, when you think about that and the fact that it's a very real possibility that it happens soon. He's going to be surrounded by different people. So that'll be interesting to see, because there's no
like
question.
to sit down, and I can't do this. I can't watch a whole NFL game, but I would like to sit down and see, just chart plays.
Mhm.
Say they have 45 offensive plays and see how many he makes an unbelievable play.
Yeah.
To turn a bad play into a good play.
Right. Yeah. A lot, I would say.
And that-
it happens a lot.
You cannot overlook that.
Mm-hmm.
And when he's gone,
I do think he got the perfect coach for him, though.
Oh,
Like that.
he's in
really,
the perfect place.
yes. Yeah. Yeah.
And he's such a good guy.
Yep.
I mean, he is a genuine person.
Yep.
And Kansas City, you can thrive in Kansas City as a genuine person. He doesn't have to be anything than what he is.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
a very low key
Yeah.
city. Like he.
I mean, he's not. I'm sure everywhere he goes, they all know who he is. But it's not like in New York when you got 9 million people following you around everywhere you go.
I think you could hide in Kansas City really easily,
Well,
actually.
he might go to Walmart in Kansas City and they all see him, but they don't bother him. They say, hi, oh, it's Patrick Mahomes. Hi, you
He's
know,
certainly not going to Walmart, but he could go out to eat maybe, and he doesn't get bothered that much.
well, he could go out
It's a
to eat
very
in a
it's a
$500
quiet place.
restaurant.
Yeah.
He could go out to eat in a $500 restaurant. He couldn't go to Cracker
Right.
Barrel or something like that.
Right. Yeah. It's a quiet. He's in a really good spot. Yeah.
He
really
is, and he loves it.
Mm-hmm.
The
Yep.
guy loves it.
But again, the question still remains: what does that
Yeah.
look like when there's not a Kelsey out there?
That's right.
And we got the answer. What does it look like? When he loses his best receiver, who went to Miami, and they still won. Now,
Yeah.
were they as
Even
explosive?
Blake.
They were
Yeah.
not as explosive.
No,
So,
they've struggled a little bit on offense since he
Yep.
left.
yes,
But their
yeah, and they
defense,
still
what they do-
won.
What they do, they adjusted their defense is so damn good.
Right? Yeah, they still won, but they
Mm-hmm.
weren't as good without him.
No,
offense.
they're not the dynamic team.
Yeah.
But on the scoreboard, they are.
Yes, exactly.
And that's all that matters.
So it'll be interesting to see, if
It
you
will.
lose another piece, what that looks like.
Yeah, oh, no doubt. And that's the sport. You can't be a dynasty forever.
Because honestly, the last 2 years he's kind of played with very average. I'm not talking about Kelsey; he's a tight end, but they played with pretty average wide receivers.
They have. Now
So-
Worthy's coming on.
Yes, now he was
And if they
young.
can keep Hollywood Brown healthy,
It helps, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. they need a running back,
Yeah, I would agree with that.
a big time running back.
All right, you got anything else before we get out of here?
No. I do have a few questions.
Okay, let's hear them.
You want to?
Yeah, we can do a couple.
All right. Is there one place left for you to visit in the United States that you really would like to go to and you haven't done?
One place left. I'd say there's several.
is there a place? Okay, well, that's right. Are there several? I forgot. You're young.
No, for sure. There's a couple places I would like to go. I would like to go to like Utah. I haven't been there. Haven't explored anything going on there.
Okay.
I would like to go to Northern California, like to the Redwoods.
Mhm.
Haven't been there. That's the two things that come off the top of my head. I haven't ever been like Michigan, Minnesota, up in that area. So
okay.
maybe, but I don't know exactly where that would be either. So those are three, but those are not like,
Really?
they're not in any order is what I'm trying to say. Just
Okay.
kind of off top of my head. The Florida Keys, I would like to see that. I'd never seen those before. So there's another one.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep.
I just have one. and
Okay.
you hit two of them. I mean,
Okay.
you can do all this in one trip. Actually, it's three. No, two. I've been to Utah, but I haven't explored it.
Okay.
But I don't really care about it yet. I want to go to Lake Tahoe, which
Yeah.
is in Nevada.
Yeah.
And then boom, right on over to the Redwoods.
Yeah. You've been, you were a kid, weren't you, or something?
To the Redwoods?
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't think so.
Okay. You haven't been. Okay.
Yeah, I might have, but I sure don't remember. I was only 2.
Yeah.
So I would like to do that. That's my top. I've been to Minnesota. It's something you want to see,
Mhm.
but you don't want to go up there and spend much time. Just
Okay.
drive. Go to Minneapolis. Go to Mall of America. You got to
Yeah.
go to that.
Yeah.
And then drive up to Lake Superior to the coastline, and you might
Okay.
want to spend the night there. And that's it. You don't really need to see anything else.
Okay.
Michigan, yeah.
Yeah. I just can't think of a reason to go up there. I
No,
would kind of like to.
Make
but-
it part of another destination. Have you been to Niagara?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
You've been to Niagara Falls? Okay.
Mhm.
That's how you could lump Michigan in when you go to Niagara Falls.
Yeah, but I don't need to go see that again. So.
No.
yeah.
One time. Have you seen the Grand Canyon?
From a plane. Yeah. I've never actually been.
I thought it was overrated, but it was. I'm glad I saw it.
Arizona, honestly, like going to Arizona, I've never been there. That might be something, but I don't know why I
I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why I would. I don't know that I would
It's
really.
kind of pretty, it's unique.
It's kind of one of those things I'd like to see it, but I don't know that I'd really like to stay. You know what I'm saying?
No, just drive through it.
Yeah. Yeah. Niagara Falls, definitely good to go once. You don't have to go back though.
Not really.
It's one of those kind of things.
I've been twice.
Yeah.
And it was, it's
Same
good.
way like a Mount Rushmore once is enough. And really,
Probably, yeah.
you don't even have to see it once, really. But if you want to, go ahead. You know what I mean? Like if it's not, when you
Yes.
get there, it's like, oh, that's kind of not what I thought it would be. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I got you.
I'm not saying I hated it. I'm just saying it's just what it's like. Yeah, I'm glad I saw it, but I don't
Yeah.
have to see it again.
Now this one's hard, and you may not be able to think of something off the cuff. Remember, I see these and I think about them.
You're right. Yeah.
What words? They could be any words, or saying or something,
Uh-huh.
make you cringe
Oh,
when you hear them.
so many.
What can be?
So many. When someone sends me a text and calls me bruh, BRUH,
That's
I would
all
like
they're
to slap
saying
you
now.
through the phone. I mean, that is just
That's all they say to you now.
like you're 40 years old. Like, come on.
I'm 72 and they're saying it to me.
Well, yeah, I know. It's like, yeah, come on. Like that's if you're listen, if I was 25, yeah, I get it. But
they can't
no.
even say bro.
yeah, don't
It's
even
bro.
yeah.
Where'd that come from? I don't even know.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's one that it triggers me every time.
When
I
I
see
was
it.
coaching, this irritated me more than
Yes.
anything.
Yeah.
They'd make a mistake and they'd come over to the sidelines or something. And I'd say, you got, say they lost their man.
Yeah.
I said, you lost your man because you got up too close to him and he drove right around you. And we've told you a million times this kid's fast.
Yeah.
And he can't shoot. So get off of him.
Yeah.
And the reply would be, my bad.
Right. Yeah.
And I'd say, yes, it is your bad. Come here, Johnny. Get in there for him. I'll let him think.
Right. Yeah.
I would tell him in practice, do not say that.
Yeah.
It's obvious it's your bad. Oh, that pissed me. Oh, that's just something. Where did that come from? My bad.
I don't know. That started a while back, but yes, I don't like it either. Yeah.
Okay. And I'm not going to tell you the other one. It makes me cringe. All right. Your favorite song of all time.
Oh, that's too hard.
No, it's not. You got to have one that you like. It could be a dumb one.
I don't really have one that I would say, okay, the favorite all time, let's put it on. I just like sometimes like we'll be driving, like, what song do you want to listen to? It's like, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't give you that either, but
It's too hard. Too hard. I don't know.
Well, you probably have never heard of mine.
What is it?
It's from like 1971.
I haven't, but what is it?
Fire and Rain.
No, I've never heard of that.
God. All right.
You've heard of it? He's heard of it. I've never heard of it.
Of course she's heard of it.
Fire and Rain. Who sings it?
James Taylor. You ever heard of James Taylor? Probably not.
Yeah, I have heard of James Taylor. Yeah.
I don't know. It was at a point in my life that song just resonated, and it's still my all-time favorite song.
Hmm.
It's a classic. And it's a lot of people, when I say that to people, they'll go, oh, yeah, that is great.
Yeah.
But it's nothing fabulous.
Yeah.
It was just a song in my life that meant a lot.
Yeah. I have heard of it.
I was very young at the time.
I've heard of it.
It was a great song. And I liked him a lot. In school, were you ever sent? I know the answer to this. Were you ever sent to the principal's office?
No.
Yes, you were.
When?
Don't you remember when you had to spend a day or two in school suspension?
Oh, I don't count that because
forget that.
you know what? That is the only time, and that was the only time in my youth growing up where I really thought I got like screwed. You know what I mean? Out of something like I
did too, and so did your mom, because we went to the principal's office.
So yeah, this is the story. I'll tell you the story, and this was the only time
pissed me off.
I never got in trouble ever. I swear to God, probably
too.
This is the only time.
Weren't you a senior?
I was a senior. It's the only time where I thought,
a month from graduating.
Yeah, I was a month from yeah, it was almost graduation. It's the only time I thought, they just made an example out of me for some reason I'm not sure about. and I'm not sure why.
I am. I'm a teacher. I know why. Go ahead.
And I even talked to the assistant principal after this was over, and I was like, "So, okay, it's over." Like, and I wouldn't say I was close with him, but him and I had a very much just hey, tell me how it is type of relationship. And it wasn't his decision really.
No.
He didn't want to do it. And I pulled him aside later and I said, "Why did that go down like that? Like, why did you do that?" And he's like, I can't really talk about it." So anyway, yeah, we went to like, I don't know what it was. Like, it was 4 or 5 of us and some police officer, and we went to talk about something to these kids.
You were talking to elementary kids about drug awareness.
Okay, yeah, that's what it was. And so
you don't remember that?
I don't remember why, but I remember that. I remember we went with this police officer to talk to kids. I don't remember what it was about.
You were doing a public service.
That's what it was. And so then afterwards, they took us to like Pizza Hut or something, right, to eat something, just to say, "Hey, good job." And we got done, and it was like
1:30.
It was 1:30 or 2 o'clock.
Right.
And I was like, "Do we need to go back to school?" And he's like, "No, don't worry about it." It's like, okay. And so then we went home, and like I went out to the sporting goods store and just hung out because I think we had
a couple of you did.
I think we had basketball practice. So we went back for basketball practice. I want to say.
Yeah, maybe it was before the season was over.
No, we had basketball practice or a game. I don't remember.
I don't think so.
But I remember I didn't go home because I had to go back to the school for something.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Anyway,
I thought it was later in the year.
It could have been golf. It may have been golf practice.
It was golf. It was
golf. Yes, that's what it was.
You had golf practice.
So I went to the store, and then you drive out, and then I just drove out to the golf course and went.
That's exactly what it was. And
so then we didn't. None of us thought anything of it. Not a thing. And like I said, I was like a month. It was a month from graduation.
All of the people that took part in this were model citizens, or you couldn't do this.
Right. Like none of us had ever even
bozos over to talk about drug awareness to elementary kids.
Right. And so I was like, okay, whatever. And so we went, and the next day we're in probably like, I don't know, our third class. It was like around almost noon, probably third or fourth class of the day. And they called me into the principal's office. I thought, well, that's odd. And I got in there, and there's the 5 people.
Yeah.
Sitting there. And like the other 4, I was kind of it wasn't like, I was like how I was right now. I'm very like, hey, what the hell are you talking about type of person if I feel like it needs to be said, right? Like I'm not a confrontational person, but I am if it's like, what is going on here? You know, so they come in there, and this bitch that was the principal was like, "You guys know why you're here." And those other kids were better kids than me, really, and they weren't saying a word. And I said, I actually have no idea why I'm here. She's like, "You skipped school yesterday." I said, "No, I didn't. I didn't skip school yesterday. I was at a function with a police officer, and we talked to kids and, went through it. And then I went to golf practice. Like I sure did not skip school." She's like, "You were to come back immediately when that was over." I said, "No, I wasn't. That's not what I was told." Yep. The police officer said, just take it easy and then go about your day. You're done. He said, "That's absolutely not what he told you, and you know better." I said, "Listen, bitch, I know what he told me, and that's not it." And I said, "Do you even know my name or who I am? Like, I've never spoken to you once the whole time I've been in high school." And that's the truth. The assistant principal I knew, but the principal I didn't even know. Like, I knew her, but I never spoke to her, Yeah. Yeah, they gave us like 3 days ISS for skipping school. Yeah, I'll never. Yeah, that's.
But you loved the ISS. It was like a picnic, right?
Oh yeah, like Mr. Hackney was in there,
yeah. and he couldn't believe it either when you.
No, he's like, "What are you guys doing in here?" Like, I don't even know who you people are.
He's running ISS. He doesn't see your kind of people.
Yeah, and so I pulled the assistant because I could tell like whatever was happening, the principal was not going to listen. So I pulled the assistant principal, and I kind of regret. I was super. Like not nice to him. And I regret that because it wasn't really his fault. But anyway,
it kind of was.
I was like, I've never ever like none of us ever been like, "What are you doing?" You know what I mean? And so I never got an answer. So anyway,
I'll tell you the answer.
Okay, go ahead.
So I, being a school teacher, never questioned what the school did.
Yeah.
But having been a school teacher, I also know late in the year what they're afraid of more than anything else. And
Skipping.
that's kids skipping school. So here we have 5 of the best seniors. We're going to put them in ISS and show the rest of you bozos that you skip school, you're getting in ISS. If we put them in there, we'll put anybody in there.
Yeah.
That is exactly what it was.
Yeah.
But what disappointed me the most is we showed up that day, and I wasn't furious because I thought it was a joke, you know. And you came home and said, "Hey, I love it in there. I've had a ball. I get all my work done, and we get food, and it was, you know."
Well, and here's the other thing about it. Like the assistant principal thought it was a joke too, because he pulled me aside. He's like, "Hey, when do you have a golf meet?" And I told him, I was like, "What does that matter?" He's like, "Well, if you're in ISS, you can't really like do your golf meet." He's like, "So we'll skip around it if we need to." I was like,
You'll have to do
"Oh, so
another
this is
day."
bullshit. Like, why?
It's total
I said
bullshit.
that, and I was like, "Why are you doing this?" Like,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Well, so the only reason your mother and I went was because these other parents wanted us to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were upset about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your mother and I weren't,
No.
because I told her, I said, I know what they're doing, and Aaron doesn't care.
No.
It's the principle of thing. We'll go
Yeah.
because they would like us to go. And I said, and I'll anyway. So we go in there, and I said to her, he was told by the police officer that they didn't have to go back. And the police officer probably thought nobody would care whether they went back or not.
Mm-hmm.
He has no jurisdiction to tell these kids they can't do it. He doesn't have anything to do with the school, but he probably thought, what the hell? These are good kids. They're not going to do anything. So I said, where is he? How come he's not in this meeting? He's the whole central focus of this whole deal.
Right. Yeah.
We don't have no story without his version. So she goes, well, I don't know if he's available or not. I said, so his opinion, his words don't mean shit?
Yeah.
I said, you're just putting them in here and you haven't even talked to the person who told them they didn't have to go back to school?
Yeah.
Well, and I said, this is BS.
Mm-hmm.
So she, well, I'll call him and get him in here.
And he lies.
Idea.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how long it'll take. And one of the other parents says, we'll sit here all damn day if we have to. Well, somehow miraculously, he showed up in about 10 minutes. Well, this is what pissed me off.
Yeah.
He denied ever saying that.
Yeah. Yeah.
To cover his ass.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I knew him and I like him. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he is.
And and then he comes out to the store later on to apologize to me. And I said, well, I know, it's your butt and all that. I get that.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm not mad at you. I should be, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I said, mainly because they were made an example. And I understand that. I said, but you put them, you threw them under the bus.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I said, I said, from now on, you tell them to go back to school.
Yeah.
Because you're dealing with a maniac over there.
Yeah.
I think she got fired right after that anyway, or left.
She did. Yeah, that was her last year.
Yeah,
not for that, but something.
No, but why do you even make an example of somebody when you're not even going to be there next year anyway?
I don't know. It was the weirdest thing. And that's to this day, it's still one of those things where I'm like, that was so odd. I don't know why that happened.
But that's what it was. That's all it was. We're going to put you in there and this girl, the next one's straight A student. We're going to put all them in there.
Well, there was one girl that was like a freshman or a sophomore, maybe.
Oh,
she's like, she's in there crying, and I'm like, why are you so upset? She's like, it's ISS, such. I was like, who gives a shit?
It's going to put it on my record,
right? Yeah,
I tell you that shit, and that's not true either.
I felt so bad for her.
You're not a criminal if you get put in ISS. Why did
when you're young like that, though, I think that's what they think, or how
they think. We'll tell them, oh, this is going to go on your record,
right? Yeah,
there is no criminal record for.
It's just a bunch of stupidity.
Yeah,
yeah.
Well, I got put in there once. I got called the principal. It was kind of the same thing, only I was dead guilty.
Yeah.
So I went and picked up my girlfriend like I did every day before school, and so we're riding to school, and she goes, "I don't want to go to school today. Do you?" I said, "No, not really."
Not really.
And I said, well, let's skip. Okay, so we skipped. Well, hell, I didn't know they called the home when you're not there.
Well, that's your stupidity.
Well,
How could you
back
not
in
know that?
That was back in 1970. Hell, they didn't do shit like that. They didn't care whether you came there or not. So that's what I thought.
That's
Well,
funny.
we never were absent, hardly. But I think they saw it was me and her,
Yeah, exactly.
probably, and they knew we were a couple. So anyway, so I get home. That's the only time I ever been sent to the office. So when I get home, I didn't. I walked in the front door and knew what.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Because my dad didn't usually get home till 5 o'clock, and he was already home.
Oh,
That was
God.
the only time I ever got sent to the office. Probably should have got sent a few other times, but
That's good stuff.
yeah. And the principal was about 80 years old, and I went in there, and he goes, "You know, I had your dad in school, and what would he think if you're doing something like this?" I
Yep.
said, "We didn't do anything. We just didn't come to school for a day." Yeah, I remember those days when you wanted to just take a day off. He said, "I tell you what, we didn't have ISS or anything like that then."
Yeah.
He said, "We'll just forget it today, but don't ever do it again." Because he said, "I got a feeling your dad punished you a hell of a lot more than I can." So,
Yep. Exactly.
Anyway, that's good times, funny times.
Yeah. Oh, it's I hadn't thought about that in a long time. Like I said, that was the one. That was I will say this. That was the time where I learned a lesson that, yeah, the adults can fail kids and lie to them like
no
that.
doubt
You
about
know, and make them look like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and you know, like I said, the cop had a cushy job,
Yeah.
drug awareness program. He was in
Yeah.
charge of that,
Yeah, right.
and he didn't want.
You
And
know,
he's a
screw
good
it.
guy. It'd have been different if I didn't know him or he was a butthole, but he wasn't.
No.
And he was just chicken.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly right. The other thing, well, I'm not going to get into it, but I personally knew him. So
I know you did.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Well, you
All
all
right.
right. Quite a bit. So
We
yeah.
got to get out of here. We
Yeah,
got to
we
go. All right. We're going to get out of here, guys. We will be back next week. We're going to talk SEC and probably Big Ten football next week. I think we'll do those two to start it. I can confirm my magazine is in the mail, so it should be here.
Good.
So,
Good.
yeah.
Couldn't find it anywhere?
No, no, it wasn't here in Joplin. I had to order it. Yeah, but it'll be here. It'll be here soon. So, all right. We're going to get out here, guys. Thanks everybody for joining us. We'll be here doing our normal shows all week. So just stay tuned to the channel. We'll be around. So thanks everybody for joining us, and we will see you guys next week.